Now then, it's Carl from Studio in Car, back again in the TV box to talk to you about speakers in cars, more specifically Saqib's 911. Saqib's a customer of ours and you may have seen his RS4 on this channel. Great guy, loves car audio, likes cars, he's into Porsche as well, and here we go. So it was always going to happen. It's a big one this, so I'm not expecting you all to sort of jump on us and have the same system done, but we can't miss showing you this. Just finished now, it's been here a little while. We've been exceptionally busy lately, that's why the channel's been a little bit quiet. We've just been trying to get through all of the work that we have. We're here now and it's done, so I'm going to show it to you. Like I say, this is a full-on system. So let me run through the system for you. So it's a 911 997 GTS, so it's a cool, rare car as it is. I love it, I love the spec of it. The system is JLC7 3-way, JL VXI triple amp setup, and Audison AP10 S4S. So two single 4 in parallel, strapped down to 2 from the JL 600.1. So we're getting plenty of power there from the sub bass. The VXI 400.4 is bridged on the mid bass, so we've got plenty of power there. And then the 600.6 VXI is running the mid-range and tweeters up front in some form of bridged and stereo scenario. Stuart set it up, I didn't set it up. Heading it up, we've got Sony's new XAV AX6050 wireless CarPlay and Android Auto unit. It's a fantastic setup. So it's very similar engine to the top of the range 9550 with the big floating screen, but of course that unit in this car won't really work. So the 6050 is our sort of go-to unit for good sound, reliability, speed. You know, speed is super important. Most units on the market, you're talking 20-30 seconds before it gets going, which isn't a lot of time until you're sat there waiting for something to turn on. You know, the Sony is on like that, you know, and it works faultlessly. It's one of those subliminal things. You just don't realise how well it's working until you've got one that's sort of laggy and slow. So he's collecting this at 9 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm nervous. Always get nervous when it's a big job like this. The work is incredible, but it's, yeah. Let me show you it anyway. The fabrication in here is really special. Like I say, we've got triple amp setup. Saqib wanted it slightly overt when he wanted to be able to show it, but he wanted it subtle when, say, the seats were up and things like that. And I think we've absolutely nailed it. So yeah, let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely spec, this thing. Carrera GTS. Right, okay. You can just see through the rear window there. That's a lovely shot. What's going on in the back? Just lift this seat forward. So this is, of course, with it all exposed. Seats down. With these seats up, you don't really see any of this. You only see the top of the subwoofer box, which is up there. Can show you from outside the window. It's very subtle, really. If you didn't know it was there, if you own a Porsche guy, you might miss it. But to us, it's obviously there. You've got the twin 10-inch grills. They bang in this as well. They work really well. And then you've got his fabrication there with the 3 JL amps. There's some really nice looking work in here. And then when these seats go up, as you can imagine, you can't see anything in there. It's all just back to stock. Now, you can see in this one frame, we've got the custom pillar, we've got all the pillars that we've trimmed, and then we've got the rear fabrication, all of which is in a matching Porsche Alcantara. It looks a little odd because it's at different angles to one another, but I assure you they're all the same in person. Custom tweeter mounts there on the pillar that goes all the way over the goes all the way over the frame of the car, like up to there. And that is the JLC7 tweeter. And then in the doors we've got the C7 mid-range and the C7 mid-bass. This is triple deadened this door, so every single panel, the back of this one, the front of the inner door frame, and then the actual outside of the metal door frame itself. So out here is done too. It's all nice and dead. Now these door panels are actually just not designed very well. They're multiple different materials, so they expand and contract at different sort of rates. When it's warm it might squeak, when it's cold it might not squeak, things like that. So our sort of deadening just helps damp that down, and it does have a thermal property as well, but I wouldn't put too much stock into that. And then in here, the Sony XAV AX6050, wicked unit. That will do everything that his phone wants to do, whether he's CarPlay, Android Auto, USB, Bluetooth, Maps, Google Maps, any sort of CarPlay or Android Auto licensed app, he's on it. It makes the PCM unit that came out of there look Stone Age. Like, Porsche aren't the best at being up to speed with their head units, but you'll know if you're dealing with a 997. I think I can't remember what version of PCM it is. It's an early one, just no good. And trying to navigate them is just a pain in the arse. And as you can see with this 997, even though it's a brand new head unit, you know, outdates the car by probably a decade, it looks in fitting with the car. The actual Porsche design is lovely. All the lines are very sleek. The Sony just fits in there perfectly. Also, whilst you're sitting in there, you know, other than your pillars, with your seats up, you'd be pushed to notice anything's gone on. For as full on of a system as this, there's no space in the trunk that's been taken up. There's nothing in there at all. Everything's inside the car. Yeah, it's fantastic and it sounds wicked. Loads of energy, loads of power. You don't need to listen to it loud to get all of that sort of, you know, weight and heft to your sound. It can be quietly dynamic, you know. So yeah, fantastic stuff. If you've got a 911, it can be a brand new one, it can be a 997, 996, 993, whatever. We can do this level of work into it, or we can scale down or up. It's up to you. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I've been having absolute nightmares with the gimbal, so excuse the fact that it's sort of cut into pieces. It's given up on me 3 times. So yeah, anyway, I'm Carl. This is Studio in Car and Saqib's 911 997 Carrera GTS that's leaving in the morning. Take it easy.